So you're thinking about getting some Fjallraven trousers, pants, trekking pants, hiking pants, whatever you want to call them. We're going to talk a little bit about some likes and dislikes. I am not an expert on pants. That would be a weird thing. So I'm just a guy who likes quality stuff. It's going to last and I can resell it. So that's definitely something to think about. One, is it worth the money? Two, can I resell it? So I'll buy it, use it, and if I love it, I'll hang on to it. If I just kind of like it, I might hang on to it for a little while. But if I'm like, it's okay, and it's not in the top of my rotation, I'll put it on eBay, put it on OfferUp, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll flip it. So definitely something to think about. So the first one, we'll go kind of in order. This one is the Kaipak trouser. Let's double check that we got that right. The Kaipak trouser, okay? So this one has a cargo pocket on the left-hand side, right? Like they all do, G1000. This one has a zipper cargo pocket on the right-hand side. And they all have my favorite, which is a little bungee mesh. Almost always I put in there like my flashlight, something I don't want rattling around in my cargo pocket. I really like having that. So Fjallraven, keep doing that. I would like one on the other side too for future. Zipper, it's cool because it's secured, but I don't like the way it looks. I'm not a big fan of like, hey, I got a zipper right there, right? It's different on like, you know, something like this, right? Or it's, I don't know, just this works for me. I don't like it on my pants as much. It's okay though. So the Kaipak has a stretchy, one thing I like about this one is a stretchy crotch right here. So you can see the shape of it. It's gusseted, I think they call it, but it's got some give and stretch, which is really nice for bending down. And I also think it helps with a little bit more airflow in the crotchal region. But this seam goes all the way down the side, and I like that a lot. Okay, it's got a button and a zipper, okay? And always, you know, it's Fjallraven with the Swedish flag. I am Swedish, so I am partial to the brand. I'm not sure. The fit and feel of these, they're a little bit more straight-legged. They're not tapered, but they're not flared at all for boots. They're just kind of straight. So perfect, all right? This one has a unique plastic with the webbing to secure it. I'm not a fan of the way it looks as much compared to the other ones with the bungee. I'll show you. But I do love this function here that most all Fjallraven has is their little Fjallraven hook right here. And it's shaped the right direction. Some pant companies shape it the other way, which I don't like as much. This one, you gotta really get it underneath, if it makes sense. Once you get it, you'll get it. Goes up underneath the laces, keeps your boot down nice and tight. So something to think about when you get these, are you gonna be doing casual wear with these, or are you gonna actually go out in the woods trekking and on adventures? So something you gotta think about, if I wanna cinch it around my boot, I'm gonna want it a little bit longer, right? Longer in the length. If I'm just casually wearing them, going to the store, chilling around your house, you might want the normal length, not as long, because otherwise they kind of will bunch up at the end, right? So it's just something to think about, right? Unless you buy, like me, all the different versions and the different sizes and lengths and stuff for different activities, that's a lot of money. I don't recommend that. Get the one pair that fits you perfect, but you got to think about what you're going to do with it. So the Kaipak trouser, is it my favorite? No, I like it. It's the G1000. You can wax it. It's got all the features. I do like the amount of belt loops is solid. Is it my absolute favorite? No. So let's move on to the next one here. This one is pretty fun. These are the Keb trousers. So the Kebs, I think, in my opinion, they're best made because of the way they look and the way they feel. So it's I want to say completely different than the first version I showed you, because this one has like a stretchy material. Remember I showed you it was in just the crotch on the other pair? This one in the Kebs, K-E-B, is all throughout the upper and inner crotchal area. And then on the back side, it's got the G1000 on the butt, and it's got the stretchy on the upper part of the leg. Makes it nice for breathability. And then it's got the heavier duty G1000 around the legs, right? And the knees and so forth all throughout here. Has a double knee, right? So I can actually put a knee pad in there. You take that square knee pad, you roll it up and you shove it in there, and then you unroll it. So you make a tube out of that, shove it in there, and then you open it all out, and then you have a knee pad in there. But these have really aggressive, really nice gusseted knees right here, so you're kind of articulated nicely. I really like the fit and feel of the double uniformity of the knee pads right here. So 2 buttons. The left one has a zipper, but it's hidden, which I like a lot. The right one has just an opening, but also has their patented, it's probably not patented, but it's awesome, I love it, is the little inner for my flashlight or a lighter or just little goodies you don't want rolling around in there. Mentos, gum, I don't know what you're into. So that's kind of nice. Now the bottom, these are my favorite, the way they do it here. So it's got also inside, it has 2 little loops. So if you wanted to get some cordage, you could loop it up under your boot and keep it nice and taut right there. Also has their really nice boot lace hook, right? The way I like it. But this one has a snap and a bungee. So I unsnap it, and then it's bungee right here. So I can pull it and make it tighter around my boot. And I can shove this in. It's got buttons all the way around. So a really nice feature, the bungee. I snap it together, and then I can feed it right back in there. And now it's a cinched area right there, which is cool. So you could pull it up, you make kind of capris out of it. If you're going in the water and you wanted to keep them dry, you cinch it up like that. You wear them up to your calf right here, which is nice. So this is the Keb. I love these. Now I have the Keb also in, let's see here, also in black right here, which is a really clean look. Okay, so this is the Kebs in black. Now these ones are a little bit bigger. So this one's a 54 and this one's a 52. This one is regular length, and this one also regular length. So these ones are much bigger on me. So if I'm gonna layer up and theoretically put on some long johns or something, I like wearing these ones. Or if I'm more casual, I just want a baggy, super casual look, I'll go with these. Another thing I forgot to mention is the side zips. The ventilation on these is amazing. So it's got ventilation at the thigh right here, but also on the Keb, K-E-B Keb, has ventilation on the bottom here. So if you get totally soaking wet, you can open these up and kind of let the air flow in and out. You just get hot and sweaty, let the air flow in and out. Makes a really, really functional trouser. These ones have a button, but it has also another extra layer right here to button it. So it's got the double action right there. So this one for some reason doesn't have that, and I'm assuming it's different years is why it does that. I think it's just a year thing is when they made them. So the Keb K-E-B, probably my favorite. Second favorite is right here. Oh, by the way, you can see I use these. I've got like stains and stuff on these, and I wear and tear. I've got a little hole started right there. So I like to go out in the woods. I like to do fun stuff, and wear and tears on your gears is totally normal. So this one here is the Vidda Pro ventilated. So Vidda, Vidda, Vidda Pro ventilated trouser. Okay, so this one's, the Vidda Pro is like their normal standard. This gray pair is the Vidda Pro right here. Let's double check to make sure I'm not lying to you. So the Vidda Pro trouser right here, okay? The ventilated, the big difference is, yep, you're guessing it, on the upper thigh has the zippers, and the zippers from the up or down, right, positions, which I really think smart. As years come out, they have a little bit differences, like small little differences like cars and trucks, where it's like, oh, that's different. I don't have that on my version. I've noticed that with the Fjallravens. So it's got 2 left pockets, and they're kind of like cargo pockets. Not as bulky because they're actually kind of flat. So you got the small version, small here, and then behind it is the big one right here. So you can fit like full-size gloves in here. I think they call it like a map pocket, so it fits quite a bit. But I love these. It's got the articulated knees, a spot for the knee pad if I want to. It's got the hook going the right direction, I love. It's got the bungee with the ankles right here. The crotch also on these Vidda Pro ventilated is this, spandexy type flex to it in the crotchal area. I really like that on the Vidda Pro ventilated. Now the non-ventilated, the regular Vidda Pros, they're fabulous, but they just have the G1000 crotch all throughout. It doesn't have that flex to it. And maybe that's why I like it so much, because I don't feel constricted when I need to move around, which I really like. So the Vidda Pro ventilated, really, really nice. My Keb is what I like the most. And then I like the ventilated Vidda Pro, all right? So here's the Vidda Pro regular, same kind of thing. It's got on the side though, on the Vidda Pro, the ventilated on this side would have the ventilation, but this one has, they call it like an axe pocket. So I can open up the top and the bottom and run an axe right through there, all right? I think they smartened up and gave me kind of an axe loop right here on the ventilated right there, which I think is kind of cool. So it's some of these little features that when you're trying them on, you don't even think about. But anyways, I do like the pockets on this pair because it has some give to it. So I open this, you can see how this has the folded material here, and it opens kind of like those your old military, Vietnam era kind of cargo pants, right? That your grandpa used to wear. Same on this side, snap, and it has quite a bit of give. So you can fit a softball in here. Why you're packing softballs, I don't know, but you can, right? Whole bag of Doritos. If you take the air out of it, smash them all, you shove it in there. But also it has also my favorite little bungee pocket here for flashlights and Tic Tacs and whatever you're putting in your pocket right there, okay? So that's the Vidda Pro. Here's a different color Vidda Pro. So my recommendation though, this is something to think about, is that if you're gonna get something like this, they look awesome, but you look like you're hiking, right? See the different two-tone with the darker on the knees and the darker on the butt? I dig it. But if you're gonna go to the mall, you're gonna go to Target and hang out, you look like the guy that's just came out of the woods. And if that's the look you're going for, hey, you got the pants now, right? But if you don't want to look like you came out of the woods and you still want that kind of ruggedy look, go with the solid color, right? See that difference? Or these gray right here. These look like clean pants, right? Whereas these, they're awesome. Don't get me wrong. Maybe that's the look you're going for, but think about it, right? These ones, you just look different, like you're in the wood, coming out of the woods. Okay, so another pair of the Vidda Pros. Let's see here. Another pair. Oh, this is one of my newest pair and my favorite. This is the Vidda Pro ventilated, right? So in black. So black with the darker knees, the black butt, the ventilated. One thing I didn't talk about is it has this extra little like knife pocket right here on the side, on the right hand side. All of them you can see have the leather, which I really think is classy looking. I've had no problems with blown out crotches. I've had no problems with, you know, ripping pockets, belt loops. They've held up. The zippers are YKK solid. The buttons are solid. I've had no issues, and I feel more confident in these than I do maybe wearing some Carhartts or some Dickies or something like that. Just with the stitching, they just seem like they're better made. Lastly here is these are like summertime Fjallravens. And these are really lightweight, like there's nothing here. So these are the zip off. So the Abisko Midsummer, Abisko, A-B-I-S-K-O, Abisko Midsummer zip off trouser. So I like these because they're comfortable, but I hate these pockets. They're zipper pockets. I can't clip my knife here and then zip it up. Also, it has a mesh pocket lining, which I never feel like my stuff is secure as I want it to be, because I feel like something could poke through or whatnot. But I get it, they're summertime, right? You're chilling on the beach and you still like your Fjallravens. So they still have articulated knees. And then obviously you guys have seen these before, they zip right off, turn into shorts. So you got cargo shorts. So I've got buttons on one side, right? And this one's open up pretty big too, softball, right, in there, okay? And this side, just the zipper. And again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the zipper. It would have been cooler if that was a flap and kind of make them uniform, more like a cargo pant. And but this one also has, of course, the inner right, tic-tac pocket, okay? Swedish flag, they all have that, which is nice. These ones have on the bottoms a bungee, so I can pull and cinch those tight, kind of like the other ones I showed you have the buttons. This one's a bungee, so it's quick pull them up when I'm going in the water, something like that. So let's wrap this thing up here. Long video, I get it. Some of you, I know there's a lot of videos on Fjallraven out there. I just wanted to show you some of the differences so you can kind of compare. And hopefully I sparked a couple things where you go, oh, that's something to think about. When am I gonna wear it? How often am I gonna wear it? I wash these things just like normal. I know they're waxed, and I have the Fjallraven Green Wax. I think they call it the Green Wax. And I do it up, and then I bust out the hair dryer and get them waxed up. Some pairs I wear just more casually, and some I actually wear out in the woods. So definitely something to think about. What am I gonna use it for? Is it worth my hard-earned money? Will they last? All those types of things. So that's not for me to decide, but I wanted to show you some differences between the different trousers. So hopefully you got something from that. Give me a quick thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like button. More videos coming your way. I appreciate your time. Have a good day, guys.